Yo, what's up, guys? So this is my tres installment of dating, and in this one, I'm gonna get into some practical shit. Okay, and I'm actually gonna show you my bio for what I said in my dating app when I was dating, and it worked very well for me. But first, I want to go kind of like serious, and then I'm going to get into that, and then I'm going to get into some practical things you can do, right? Because to me, it feels like a lot of the dating stuff is like, let's sit here and talk about like, um, let's sit here and talk about like, heady shit, and it's not helpful. Like, how do I date, bro? Like, that's my question, like a lot of guys. So this one is for the guys, and the next one's gonna be for women. But let's start here first. A lot of guys think of, and a lot of people think of dating in terms of the very first thing they think of is not love. It's what is it? You already know, money, right? And so I want to say this, and that's why I was talking about the billionaire the other day, because that's a guy, and I don't want to go into too many statistics, but let's go into a little bit, right? How many billionaires are there in the world? Sorry, in the U.S., 756. So he was one of those guys, right? Who the girl that was one of my two in play that I'm gonna lock down, one of them. And so he's one of the 756 guys in the world, and and he was miserable. He's a drug addict. I saw his drugs. She showed me. Here's his drugs, And what was it? I'm not gonna say who it is, but it was meth, dude. It was not even a fancy drug. Meth, just fucking bricks of it. I'm just like, what in the fuck? So the thing there to realize, and a lot of guys are like, the young guys are like, I want to get a Lambo, and I've said that, like, you don't have to be rich, you don't have to be super handsome, you don't have to be famous, blah blah blah. The point there with that is, this guy's a billionaire, dude. So he's at the top of the of the game as far as money, because I know a lot of guys worry about like, I don't have that, I don't have any money, I can't date, blah blah blah. Like, he's at the top, bro. Like, this is a guy, I want to say this at first. This is a guy who, some young dudes, they're like 30 or whatever, and they pose in front of their Lambo, like, I have a Lambo, in front of my house, like this kind of shit. Like, this is a guy who he's like, I could buy a Lambo every fucking day, kids. Every day. And it's not gonna affect my money. I'll never run out of money, man. I'm one of those guys. I'm one of the 756 dudes in the US who could buy whatever the fuck I want to every single day. I could buy a Lambo every day and have like 300 of them out in front of my house and not give a fuck. That's why I'm on drugs, dude. To get it, youngsters? That's why I'm, like, if he was honest with you, he'd be like, that's why I'm on drugs, youngsters. That's why I'm doing meth, because I hit the fucking brick wall, and I realized now, that was his realization. Like, that's what I saw, is he realized that there's nowhere else to go. There is no more higher. I mean, sure, he could add a couple more billion or whatever, but as far as like doing whatever the fuck he wants to do, he's there. And he hasn't found love. That's sad, man. I'm gonna go there first, and then I'm gonna get into some more fun shit. But I'm just saying, you know, if you're a dude, like, that's why I say, don't put too much emphasis on money as a dude. You know, um, you want some room to be like, to play with. Like, and that's the thing. That's the thing I learned from him is I learned that he hit the brick wall because why? Because he got to the place where he knows he can buy whatever the fuck he wants every single fucking day. Cars, who cares? Houses, I can afford anything. That's what he's feeling like. I can afford anything, bro. But what can he not buy? You can't buy love, dude. And he hits that brick wall, and that's a terrifying place to be. To realize I can have any object in the world, and that's why I made that comment the other day. You buy the biggest diamond in the world, the next day you're not going to give a fuck about it. Go do it. Go buy the biggest diamond. It's a perfect diamond. Go show people out on the street. I own the biggest diamond. And you know, some people might be like, "Oh, how much was it?" You're like, $40 billion. And they'll be like, "Oh, that's cool. Like, oh, it's neat. All right, have a good day." You know, you can't take that diamond and be like, "Hey, any girls want to date me? I'm holding the biggest diamond." Most women will be like, "I don't give a fuck. How are you going to make me feel?" Things don't matter. Stuff, everything, it doesn't fucking matter. That's not what life is about, bro. I know I'm going a little deep right now, but I'm just saying, man. And a lot of guys get tripped up on that and think like, I gotta and have you heard of that? Monkdom and shit like this? There's literally guys who are in this monkdom thing. And this is why I say, fuck these red pill, blue pill, black pill, whatever. Throw that shit in the fucking trash, bro. When I dated out there and I'm killing it. I've never even heard of red pill, black pill, blue pill, any of that. I'm just freestyling, bro. You know? So that shit doesn't fucking matter, bro. And look at this guy. He's a billionaire. Let's look at some other statistics real quick, and then I'll get into some practical things that you can do dating. So there's 6% of the culture are millionaires. Like, you know, so there's 756 billionaires. So they're out for most women. 6% of the culture is millionaires. So most of them are out for because a lot of those guys are already gonna be married, already gonna have a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, or boyfriend, whatever. You know, they're already gonna be like in a relationship. So most of them are out. Most of the millionaires are out. The billionaires and millionaires, most of them are out. And so let's be real, man. There's a lot of women who are like, I need a guy who's a millionaire. I need a guy, like when I went on to Clubhouse, you know, and I would go into some of those rooms where they would talk about like how much a man needs to make to date them. But I'm hearing the smoke alarm go off. Let's keep it fucking a buck. You know, that guy's not gonna go for you. Your home's a fucking crash site. You know, you got multiple kids from different dudes, and let's be real, man, from different dudes and this kind of shit. Like that high earner dude is not going for you. So, you know, men and women have to be realistic about like what is their lane, you know. And if we break dating down to the most simple thing, it's this, you know, it's me. This could go into LGBTQ and all that kind of shit too. Doesn't matter, just people, right? But I'm going to talk about it from my standpoint because I'm heterosexual. You know, so it's like me, man, want woman. Me, woman, want man to build relationship and go off into the sunset. It's that, and start a family or start a relationship, whatever. It's that fucking simple. It's not that difficult to understand the concept of it. And it's gotten so fucking complex with all these algorithms and this and that. And no, bro, it's not that fucking complex. It really isn't. You know, and when you look at these rich guys, particularly when you look at like, not rich, like wealthy. Some of the wealthiest guys in the world, and they're fucking miserable. That tells you they can't buy love, dude. There's two things those guys cannot buy. And I've been around these types of dudes, okay? There's two things they can't fucking buy. What are they? Number one, they can't buy love. And if you get to that level and you're a billionaire, let me say this first. There's two things they can't buy. They can't buy love and they can't buy respect. Those are two things they can't fucking buy. Doesn't matter how much money they have. They can't buy that. That shit is priceless. Okay? And let me say this. Elon Musk, for example, richest dude in the fucking world. Do you think he's happy? I don't. You know, I think if I interviewed him for real, you know, and asked him, "Are you happy, bro? Are you content?" I don't think he is. I think he's restless. You know, I think that's why he's doing all this shit. I think he's fucking restless. Like, he knows, like, he's one of those guys that has hit the brick wall and now is restless. He doesn't care about money. Like, when you get to that level, you don't care about money. You don't. You're just like, money has no value to me anymore. Like, I'm never going to run out of it. And so it really doesn't have any value to me. I could buy whatever I want. And I don't even think about the price of anything. Not really. You know, I've spoken to several billionaires, and some of them, when they're being honest, they said to me, like, honestly, man, like, I'm just trying to add another, like, one, like this, you know, like I have 10 billion and this guy has like 14 billion. I'm just trying to get to like 15 to beat him. Like, it's just, guys are always, that's my point there. Guys are always competitive. But at that point, when they're like, I have 13 billion, he has 23 billion, they don't really know how much money they have. They can't conceptualize it. They're just like, I don't know, my money's out there somewhere. You know, and I have people who take care of shit. Like, I don't fucking super know how my life works, you know? So then they get interested in other shit like politics. You know, if I'm being dead fucking honest, okay? So money's not the thing that's gonna make you happy. That's my point there. Money will not make you happy. And a lot of people think money's the thing that's gonna make me happy though. No. Or fame, maybe fame will. No, it won't. And for guys, you know, I'm old enough now to give advice, and this is advice to younger dudes. You know what I mean? And I say in my videos, if I'm giving you advice, I'm gonna fucking tell you that. And this is advice. There's a certain point you hit money-wise where that's enough, man, to where, like, you don't think about certain shit, like what it costs. You know what I mean? There's certain shit I don't think about. Like, I know this is gonna sound braggy and all this kind of shit, but you get to a certain level and you don't think about, like, what do eggs cost? I don't know what eggs cost, dude. I don't fucking know. What's the price of gas? I don't fucking know, man. I don't think about that shit. I know it's bad out there for people in this kind of thing, and I think that's terrible, but I don't really think about I don't know what it costs. I don't know. You know what I mean? There's a lot of, you know, you get to a certain level and you don't think about the price of certain things. You just don't, you know? You think of the macro of like I'm not rich. Let me say that first of all. I'm not rich. I'm not even fucking close. But I'm in the world of where I don't think of the price of, you know, like basic necessities. But let me say this, so that, you know. But the way I grew up is, and let me say this real quick. The way I grew up was I you know, and it affected my writing as well. That's why I write glam versus grit. This is why, is because my mom would be in the line for fucking, and I know a lot of black people know what the fuck I'm talking about. would be in the line for the government cheese, right? And food stamps. I know what colors they are. They're the pink, blue, yellow, brown. Anybody old enough to remember that shit? I remember that shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's one side of my life. But at the same time, my grandparents are millionaires and they're paying for me to go to schools that are fucking incredibly expensive. And my friends are like sons of sheiks and sons of heirs to this product that they're billionaires, dude. You know what I mean? Doesn't, so it's like I'm living two fucking completely different lives fucked into one at the same time. That's why I write that way. And some people might say, I know I'm going off grid for a second. I'm going to get into some practical shit. I know my videos on this are going to go long because it's a little complex, because we're dealing with our entire lives when we're talking about trying to find someone to be with, right? So all of that plays into who am I going to be with, right? Shit, what was I going to say? I always lose my train of thought in this shit. And I'm going to get to some practical shit too. So I'm setting that up. Like, that's all I'll say there. It's just money will not make you happy. It won't. And I said it the other day, all money does is it can help you alleviate some pain. Money takes away some pain, but not all of it. There's only so much you can buy away. There's only so much pain you can pay for to get rid of it. Not all of it, man. You can't pay away a broken heart, man. I don't care if you're a fucking billionaire, some chick breaks your heart, it's gonna fucking hurt, man. You know what I'm saying? You're like, fuck, I thought that chick loved me. She doesn't. Fuck. You know what I mean? There's no amount of money you can pay to fix that. And that's the other reason I'm bringing up like billionaires and shit like this, because I know a lot of dudes, like, that's a fucking Instagram thing, dude. And let me go to millionaires real quick, because millionaires, there's 200. I looked it up. There's like 22 million millionaires in the U.S. Most of those are going to be older guys. Or women, older, 50s, boomers, and then some in the 40s, and very few, 50s, and then 40s, and then very few in the 30s, very fucking few. So when these women are out there like, I need a millionaire, like, those guys don't fucking exist on your level. Okay? And the other thing I'm saying there too to guys is like, you don't have to be a fucking millionaire to get amazing women. You don't need to. All right? And you see Instagram and you see all these guys in front of their Lambos and all this kind of bullshit. Most of that shit is fake, bro. Okay? Most of that shit is rented. They don't own that fucking house. They don't own that Lambo. They're renting that shit. You know what I mean? Like, Instagram shit has really fucked up the dating world, because it's almost like people think like that's people's real life. Even my pictures, I'm not even barely on Instagram, but if you looked at my Instagram, I don't post shit. My lady posts shit sometimes, but she's only gonna post shit when we're out on vacation or whatever. Like, that's not her real fucking life. You know what I mean? Like, she's my dream girl, bro. Like, I'm squared away, but we still argue about shit. Our life is not perfection, like 24/7. Like, and it feels like the new generation is like, I need everything to be fucking perfect, or fuck that. And if there's that perfect person out there, like, guys are I'm looking for the perfect girl, man. And women are like, I'm looking for the perfect guy. And here's the problem though. That perfect guy, let's say he exists, everything, he's not gonna go for you because he's too good for you. He's like, no, bro, I'm going for a higher chick. You know, same with the woman. Like, she's perfect in every way. She's not gonna go for you because you got flaws. Whoever's listening to this, I know you have flaws. I have flaws. We all have flaws. No one's fucking perfect. Nobody. It's like that's the main thing that I feel like this younger generation needs to fucking understand is we all have flaws, and that's never gonna fucking change. You know, so come on, man, like cut people a break. Or you're gonna be alone. That's your other option. If you wanna be alone, fine. But, you know, if you're looking for the perfect person, and I've seen some of these dating shows where they're like, you know, this guy seems, when my lady's parents came, we got into like the Jewish dating one, we got into the Indian dating one, very interesting. But on the Jewish one, there was a dude who like, I like bacon. And she's like, what? There's an easy solution there. You know what I'll do? Let's say they're perfect in every other way. But he eats bacon. It's a no for me. But I love every single thing else about him. You're going to break up over bacon? What? That could be your guy right there. The love of your life. And you're going to like walk away because of bacon? Are you fucking kidding me? What's the solution there? He could just be like, you know what? I won't eat bacon around you. I'll just eat it with my homeboys when we go out. How about that? Or I'll have a separate pan for it. It'll be my bacon pan. I'll put it in the garage. There's easy solutions for this shit. And it feels like the younger generation doesn't want to do that. No. There's no compromises. I'm not making any compromises. I need this, that, this, that, this, that, this, that, this, that, this, that. Let me tell you this. For the guys, I'm gonna read my profile in a minute that did fucking fantastic for me. And you're gonna hear it and probably be like, what? Women responded positively to that? Yes, they did. Dude, I killed it on the dating scene. And I know I could go out today, not just like this, but I know I could go out, that was just different. I know I could go out today and fucking kill it on the dating scene. Date 10 years younger, whatever, I'm being honest, man. Like, so what am I? I'm 54, date like, let's say I could date 40-year-olds. I'm 54, I could date 40-year-olds, beautiful. Right now, today, go out there, boom, no problems. Beautiful, successful, everything. Nothing ever fucking changes. Anyways, so I'm gonna get to some practical shit in a minute. I'm just fucking, I guess I'm just ranting in the meantime because I see people make so many excuses as to why they can't date, why they can't find love, and they make so many dumb excuses like bacon? Are you fucking serious? So, let me go here now. So, and on the back end, I'll give some. I might want to do like 2 videos for dudes. Shit that will help you. It will. If you apply this shit, it will help you fucking date. I fucking promise you. I'm coming from dating as a fucking like pro, dude. I was pro dater, bro. Out there. You want dates? You might want to listen to this shit. Okay? You want to end up with a baddie? Like you might want to listen to this shit. My chick is beautiful and successful and all of that. So let me describe like a top tier guy. And most women can't pull this guy. But let me describe him. And he's rare, okay? The top 10% guy. Like people say that, like there's guys who are in the top 10%, and you know, we got to be honest about that. They're in the top 10%. What does that look like? This is a guy who he's 6 foot or above. Let's be honest about all this shit, okay? Because that's the only way to deal with yourself. He's 6 foot or above. Has face privilege. He's a good-looking dude. He dresses nice. He has a sense of style. He's charismatic. He makes probably 250 minimum. Minimum. 250,000 on up. These are the top 10%. He drives a nice car. He's not flashy. He doesn't drive a Lambo. He drives like a nice Porsche or Range Rover, whatever. You know, he wears nice watches. Probably has a Rolex. He knows wines. He's traveled. He's been, you know, he knows Michelin star restaurants, this kind of thing. He has a lot of interests. He has a lot of hobbies. He works out. He's in relatively good shape. He's not shredded. He's in relatively good shape. But he's not shredded. He's not over the top. He's a gentleman. What else? He has investments. He owns a home. His home is, you know, decorated very nicely. He might have hired an interior decorator to do it for him. What else? You know, to get it, like, I think that paints the picture well enough. He's a large group of friends. He's busy, but he's not too busy to date. You know what I mean? Like, he can make time for women, but he's traveling a lot and you know, has a lot going on in his life. That's the guy who's in the top 10%. So is that you? If that's not you, then you gotta fucking face that. That guy is gonna pull a shit ton of girls. Beautiful, successful, all this kind of shit. And he's not jealous. And he's not sort of, what's the word? He's not intimidated by women who make more than him. Maybe he makes like 350. That guy has his confidence enough to be like, yeah, I'll date a woman who makes 800. No problem. I can pay my way. I'm good. I'm straight. You know, I'm a man. I'm masculine. All that. I'm not intimidated by that. That guy is in the top 10%. That guy's going to pull a lot of women. That's just reality, man. So if you're not in that level, then you're going to have to drop down a bit, which doesn't mean that you can't get a beautiful woman. It doesn't mean that. It just means you're not going to get those 9s and 10s who are like incredibly successful. Probably not, if you're not one of those guys. I'm just being honest with you, man. And it's the same. It's the same for women. If you're not, you know, if you're, you know, let's be honest, man. I know this shit is crude and blunt and all this kind of shit. Whatever, be mad. If you're on food stamps and this kind of shit, you're on EBT, and you're like, I need a man who makes $1 million a year. He's not, and that guy's not going for you. Your house looks like a crash site, all this kind of shit. That guy's not going for you. It's just not happening. It's not in the cards for you. But that doesn't mean you can't find love, though. That's not what the fuck that means. You can find love. You just gotta, like, and then I'm talking about lowering your standards. I mean, that's not really what I'm saying. I'm talking about being realistic. If a guy's a fucking dynamite and your life is a disaster, he's not going to go for you and save you. That's just not going to happen, because he has too many other options of, amazing women who have their lives together. And it's the same for women who are, dynamite, and they have a ton of options themselves for various men. That's why those people tend to end up together. You know what I'm saying? So, but that doesn't have anything to do with love. I just think like I just think like too many people are focused on money now. Like money, money, money. I want money. I want to be rich. I want to be like Instagram, like da-da-da, like in bags and this kind of shit. And I already went through that yesterday. Like the women who make a lot of money don't really give a fuck about bags. Not like that. So let me read this. Let me read my and then I'm gonna get into, and this one's probably gonna be an hour, whatever, who cares? Um, Maybe one dude will get something out of this and go off and find his like dream girl and be like, it worked, bro. Cool. So this is my bio from, this is my profile, what I wrote when I was dating. I'm gonna read it for you. And some people will be like, that's bullshit, that sucks. But I got a lot of dates off this with fantastic women. What I said at the beginning, I said, star, 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 warning. My bio sucks. Don't read it. That's what I said. And then you jump into the bio and I say this, fine, I warned you. First of all, I should let you know that the camera my pictures were taken with was broken at the time. I'll show you the receipt. I look way worse in person. Ever notice how hot guys are assholes? Thank God I'm below average. Okay, so here's the deal. I live in a mansion made out of chocolate bars, which I'll let you eat if you've got a note from your doctor saying that your blood sugar is dangerously low. Not impressed yet? Keep reading. I can actually lift a full-grown panda bear over my head. Ladies, I'm talking about with one fucking hand. While sitting Indian style on a slip and slide mat from Walmart. Bargain bin. Still not impressed? Keep reading. I ride motorcycles. That's right, 2 of them at the same time in different directions. Still not impressed? Seriously? Keep reading. I have a tree in my backyard that grows shoes and Gucci purses. Wow, you're tough. Okay, check this out. I have a genie in a bottle. It's a guy who's twice as good looking as me, and I'll let you borrow him whenever you want. Wait, I'm not done. My genie's name is Brad Clooney. What type of woman am I looking for? Great question. You must look like Angelina Jolie. Sorry, no exceptions. Exclamation point. Unless you look like Taylor Swift. If Taylor Swift were older, then the takeout leftovers in my fridge. Otherwise, forget it. Unless you look like Khloe Kardashian's sister, Kim Kardashian. Or, I'm thinking, or that one girl from the makeup commercials who looks like she's got lipstick on even though she just washed her face. She's kind of cute, right? Or maybe that girl from that hair commercial where her hair looks like silk even though she's on her period and just rolled out of bed. I mean, she looks a little bitchy, but the hair, wow, gorgeous. But most importantly, I'm looking for a woman who dresses like a Victoria's Secret model and who would love nothing more than to wash my cars, plural, in slow motion. Must be very clumsy with hoses and loves to blow soap bubbles. Okay, that's key. Um, that's basically what I'm looking for in a woman. Oh, and you must be so hilarious that you are constantly being mistaken for a stand-up comedian by real stand-up comedians. Otherwise, I'm so totally not picky. And if I sound like a prick, it's only because I'm like super laid back. Like I'm in bed writing this right now. I'm totally laying in bed. Um, that's my bio. So I say, okay, so it should have occurred to you while reading my profile that I'm making a mockery, hopefully in an entertaining way, of a guy's typical oversell and his demand list for the perfect girl, whatever the fuck that is. And if you're the 1% who still doesn't get the joke, you obviously aren't a match. And I said, what I'm really looking for is a cool girl who is positive, grounded, and likes to live life in every regard. Life isn't a dress rehearsal. This is the real deal. So let's live it, shall we? I got a fuck ton of responses off that. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to do 2 videos. I might end this one right there and just do a little more and then I'm done because I already said I'm at 37 minutes. I don't want to do another 2-hour video. I'm gonna do another video about like how to fucking do shit. But I guess my point there is stand out, man. You know, there's other guys on there who are doing their bios that are like, I need a girl to be like this. I like this. I like this. I like this. You know, like it's fucking boring. You know what I mean? And a lot of women, I saw their profiles and I was like, and I also want to get into like talking to girls in real life. So I'm gonna do another video getting into all that shit too. But as far as profiles go, like the number one thing that women say in their profiles that is not good is they say, I love to laugh. No, every woman loves to laugh. That's like saying, I love to breathe. No shit. Like, so do we. Believe it or not, us guys, we love to laugh, man. And we love to clown around. Like, no shit. You don't have to say that. Like for women, like for guys, like be inventive, man. And from that, even though I don't say shit about myself, you can still tell my lifestyle. You can still tell like what I'm into. You can still tell like what I do. You can tell like even what kind of girls I'm into. You know what I mean? Like, and even though I give like a specific, you must be this, you must be that, I'm still saying I'm open to like any, like I'm open to, like I date beautiful girls, that's my thing, but I'm open to whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I'm making jokes and shit like this and whatever. Like you don't want your profile to be like a, my point is, and I was making fun of dating profiles because I read a lot of dating profiles and I'm like, it reads like a fucking job application. You know what I mean? And here's one thing you do not want to do as a woman. I don't want to forget this, and I would put it in the woman thing that I'm going to do, is you do not want to say, I'm so sick and tired of guys treating me like shit. No, do not. Like, I saw that. Like, you know, stars, don't message me if you're a dick. Like, da 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 da. I'm so sick of guys using me. Do do do. You're admitting that you've been that woman. So that doesn't help you. Let me go there for half a second to try to help women. If any woman watches this, don't do that because you're admitting that I put up with guys like that before. No more cheaters. You know, women saying this kind of shit. No more cheaters, no more liars. you're admitting that that's who you date. That's, you date cheaters and liars, and no more guys who are broke and use me for money. Like, you're admitting all of that, so you're gonna attract that. Don't say that. And the other thing is, guys who aren't that guy are gonna be like, fuck that. That is a huge red flag. This chick has baggage, man, that I don't want to deal with. Doesn't help you. Okay? And as guys, same thing. You don't want to lead with negativity, man. Lead with fun. Just tell stories. The women that I stopped on their profiles, the ones who said, I love to laugh, I love to take long walks on the beach, I love the ocean, I love puppies. I'm like, skip. There's nothing interesting here. You know what I mean? Like, you just sound like every other girl. Like, make me stop. The ones I stopped on were generally women that like told a little story about like, they didn't tell me, these girls were like high value. They didn't say like, I love to laugh. They would tell a funny story about their life, where I can picture myself in their life. You know what I mean? Like, that's the main thing you want to get across on your profile is, how would I fit into your life? So standing in front of your Lambo and then, like doing stupid shit, like that doesn't tell a woman how she's going to fit into your life. Lambos, Bitcoin, all this kind of shit. Like, do you even have time to date? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't tell a woman like how you treat women. Like, it doesn't say anything about that. Are you trying to date guys? You know what I mean? Like, you looking for a boyfriend, bro? You looking for a best bro? Like, then put that shit in there. But for women, they don't give a fuck about Bitcoin. They don't give a fuck about your Lambo. None of that. I'll tell you this too. Most women would be like, even if you did have a Lambo, they'd be like, do not take me out. High value women, do not take me out in the Lambo. No fucking way. You go do that with your boys. You guys want to drive up and down PCH and shit and do that whole guy thing? Fine. Don't take me to dinner in that fucking thing. That thing is cheesy. Take me in like the Porsche or whatever. You know what I mean? High value women like that who are used to like dudes make a lot of money and shit like this, they don't want to be in a Lambo, dude. Who wants to be in the Lambo? The gold digger chicks who aren't used to this shit. Let's be honest, man. The gold digger chicks are used to Chili's. They've never been to fancy restaurants and shit like this. That's who wants to be in the Lambo. And so for guys complaining, they got a Lambo. Bro, I got a Lambo, I got Bitcoin, I got this, that, and they're still bitching about like these gold diggers. Then don't lead with your fucking Lambo. Don't lead with talking about Bitcoin and how much money you make and shit like this. What the fuck do you expect? High value women don't give a fuck about any of that. They don't care about your Lambo. They think it's douchey. Honestly. They think you're too much. Like, I'm shredded, I have a Lambo. High value women think that's too much, man. You're too shredded. Here's the thing with that too. See, I need to do another video because I'm already at a fucking hour talking about this shit. Picture this guy, like what's his name? Tate. What's his name? I can't remember his name. Is it Andrew Tate? I forget. You know what I'm talking about. Shirt off, ripped, Lambos. Look at my Lambos, cigar, like like womanizer, this kind of shit. Like, high value women are not gonna go for a guy like that. That's just the reality. Shows up for a date in a Lambo. It's all loud, blah, blah, blah. Shirt all buttoned down to his navel, shredded, his abs. They're gonna be like, the gold watch that's like way too big, like all this kind of loud shirts on and shit, like just loud guy, like like high value women are gonna be like, that guy is too much, man. High value women are gonna see that guy as insecure. They don't want that. They don't want the guy who's more like low key. Yeah, sure, they want a guy who's like successful and shit like this, but they want a guy who's like low key, who can be chill and listen to them and hear them and not be the guy who needs to talk the whole fucking time and hear them and be romantic and all of that and have layers and levels and all of that. They don't want the Lambo dude. They're like, I'm gonna let the Lambo, I'm gonna let the gold diggers go for the Lambo dude. He's not in my lane. Because they're like, why do I need that guy? I don't need him to buy me a purse. I have my own money. So I'm straight. I want a guy who's cool, a guy who makes me feel sexy, and a guy who listens to me and gives a shit about me more than his fucking stupid ass ego. So, with the gold digger shit, you don't have to worry about that. For guys, you don't. Why are you worried about like gold diggers? Are you running into gold diggers? I never did. Why are you worried about that? Do you have a Lambo? Sell that shit. Get a fucking regular car. Just get whatever it is. Something mellow, dude. Then you're not gonna run into gold diggers. Stop talking about your money. Stop talking about your Bitcoin. Stop, put that, whatever, your Rolex, put it away, dude. Like, don't be like, I have a Rolex. What do you expect? Take pictures, oh, look at my, this kind of shit, my Rolex. Who gives a fuck, man? You leading with money, you're going to attract gold diggers, bro. What do you expect? Lead with other shit and you'll land quality women. So, I have more shit to say on this, but I already see that I'm at 48 minutes. I still want to talk about, so I want to do another video talking about how to get a date. I talked a little bit on how to, for me, this one is like, don't lead with money. Money won't make you happy. And, on your profile, don't be so fucking serious. It's not a fucking job application. And fucking chill out. And you will never run into gold diggers, and you'll meet a lot of amazing women. Okay? I guess that's it for this one. So the next one is gonna be about, I said I was gonna get into practical shit, but I already see I'm super long on this one. So the next one is gonna be about I'm gonna talk about how to do your makeover, how to upgrade your shit. And even if you're like, bro, I can't barely afford to do that, you can. Don't worry about it. I'll tell you how. And how to fucking get out there and date, and sort of how to maneuver through those dates. And then once you get to the relationship part, you're on your fucking own. I can't help you with that, but I can help you get dates, absolutely, and tell you how to fucking do it. And I just gave you a tip right here. Like, there you see, you're a writer, bro, probably. So there you see my bio. Like, my bio is fucking crazy. And I got a shit ton of women telling me that's the funniest bio I've ever read. And the other thing there too is you're giving, the main thing you want to do in your bio is give women something to latch onto, something to talk to about and respond to. Women would respond to like various things, like whatever, like does your tree grow other, or whatever, or just, quote a line I said, like the 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 girl like who her hair is perfect but looks bitchy, it would just quote and be like, "That's fucking hilarious," because that's probably how that girl is. You know what I mean? Like, so and in that too, I also want to point out, like when I say that she wakes up, like I'm also saying too, I know how girls are, man. I know girls aren't fucking perfect. And I'm not looking for the perfect girl. And I know the perfect girl doesn't fucking exist. So, the women I dated, I think the ones who got it, I think they felt at ease a bit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not looking for the perfect girl. I'm open to various, looks. I'm adventurous, but I didn't really say specifically how. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'll stop talking. I'm gonna do another video that goes into like very specifics about like meeting women out in public. Like, what do? You see a girl and she smiles at you. She smiles at you, and what do? Are you just gonna keep walking? Really? That could be your dream girl right there. You just walk past her, you missed her. You gotta know what to fucking say, dude. Should I use a pickup line, bro? No. No. I'll get into that in the next video. All right. Happy dating, guys. I hope this is helping to some degree. You don't need to be rich to date. You don't need to be the most handsome guy in the world to date. What you need to be is not boring. It's like the entertainment business. Don't be boring. And the other number one thing is be more interested in her than your ego. Peace, guys.